We survived 5,000 days in Minecraft survival with countries. This is the story of the world from day 4,000 to day 5,000. Before we get into the video, I just want to remind you to subscribe and like if you're going to enjoy the video. Anyways, let's get right into it. Right after we reached 4,000 days in the world, the Kadmonian Union began construction on the new tallest observation tower to take the #1 spot from the one in Old Minogia. This tower has a pretty explosive future lying ahead for it. But before we get into that, this isn't a 1,000 days video without some sort of chaos. At around day 4050, Luca, the leader of the Jarvan Federations, got bored and decided to flex his power on other nations by griefing them and threatening them with military if they retaliated. And the leader of the Minogian Union, which is me, was at the right place at the right time to witness this griefing, and I decided to join in since my alliance with the Jarvan Federations was strong. This is how that griefing went. I'm fresh out the slabs. No, this is cruel and this is really far for a prank. But should we chunk ban him? No, come on, basically overload the chunk he's in so the game bans him.
Nah, okay, chill.
That's too far, well, you're saying too far, but you've absolutely annihilated his project. Go.
It's hard to breathe. Oh man, it's hard to breathe.
Around now is when I properly began the Seville project. This here is the town of Seville and my project was to make this a proper town. Because of the whole griefing situation, the leader of the Hemiroid Empire went to the Jarvan Federations to retaliate, and I came along with Catman and the leader of Bollywood, Antec, to see what was going to happen. After this happened, Arik then shifted the blame to Bollywood and asked me to keep it a secret. In the end, nothing really ended up happening though, as we basically just griefed this patch of grass and left some signs saying not to do it again. At this time, the Kadmonian Union got humiliated during a small fight that broke out between the Hemiroid Empire and the Minogian Union, and this raised the tensions a bit. On the business side of things, the leader of the Great Varusian Empire now wanted to patent gunpowder since it became a huge part of his economy. This would mean nobody else would be allowed to sell the gunpowder products that he sells. This never went ahead though, since it was a pretty big thing to patent. At this point, I was also offering 10,000 in-game dollars to anyone willing to build a Wither Skeleton farm, which is a ridiculous amount of money. And also a raid took place in Bollywood with a lot of, let's just say, unaliving taking place. Then the Minogian Union partnered with the Great Varusian Empire to create attacks on Kadmonia. I would arm the Great Varusian Empire with weapons and they would do small attacks to intimidate and confuse the Kadmonian Union since they were getting powerful. We would do this anonymously, however, I got spotted in the city of Kadmonia around the time of one of these attacks, which made the leader suspicious about me. To raise suspicions even more, the leader of the Kadmonian Union kept reporting the sound of explosions coming from under his city, even when nobody was online. We had some theories of what this could have been, but we haven't found an answer as of yet. Then, I had the realization. The Hemiroid Empire was on the rise rapidly and was close to being the most militarized nation, meaning since he was the Minogian Union's biggest threat, I had to strengthen my alliance with other nations. Since one of the other rapidly rising nations was the Kadmonian Union, I decided it would be a better strategy to ally with them instead of fighting them, so I proposed more trades and fixed a skyscraper that had been through many attacks to strengthen our partnership. I also decided to upgrade the gold farm to make it sort items into chests so that way it wouldn't get clogged with golden swords. Then a war begun, not between the players but between the players and the pillagers. A raid had begun at the borders of the Hemiroid Empire. It wasn't over here though. Another raid had been started by the leader of the Great Varusian Empire in the village of Bedna, which was in the Manogian Union. I was not happy about this raid as it was so easily avoidable and the Great Varusian leader wasn't taking the situation seriously. This led to us having an intense fight while the leader of the Cammonian Union spectated us without picking a side. After this fight, I was completely done working with the Great Varusian Empire and went to grief them shortly after burning my alliance contract with them out of disrespect. The leader of the Calmonian Union seemed to be getting less motivated to work with other nations out of fear that the Jarvan Federations would declare war on him because of his involvement with the retaliation held in the Jarvan Federations. So I allied with the Calmonian Union and promised to protect them if a war would break out as a warning to the Jarvan Federations. Also, on a weird side note, the Minogian Union discovered some weird purple square under the end. Not sure what this is, but research will have to be done. Now, it's time for an update on the Seville project. I began working on constructing some stores to boost the economy. The first store was a concrete store because I knew this had a very high demand. Then I built a plant store for sand and gravel, and a bulk store. Then at around day 4200 I built a concrete converter which could convert 72,000 concrete powder into concrete per hour. This was a big upgrade over the last one we had, however it was a pain to make. Then I designed 3 different types of houses and built them in secret so I could get everyone's reaction on them, and I got pretty positive reviews and even sold 2 of the houses, so that's pretty cool. Now, on the business side of things, I noticed that Catman had opened a carpet store not knowing I had a carpet duper, so I decided to undermine his business by opening a bigger and better carpet store, and upon hearing this he wanted to shut his store down, but before he could fully do it, I bought it out so I could dominate the carpet business. However, the timing for me purchasing the carpet store wasn't good because the building it was in had caught on fire. Yes, the entire thing. As if Cadmonia didn't have enough, it was now time for a demolition of the newly built tower, since the leader of the country didn't like it. Problem being, the demolition didn't go to plan. Calmonia's leader was blown up along with his items, meaning the military strength of the Calmonian Union was basically reset. Yeah. We got into a heated debate over this as the blame was put on me for destroying the items, but in the end everything was sorted out. Things were looking a bit more positive in the Jarvan Federations and the Minogian Union as they had constructed a secret string farm to make unlimited string. This can also be used to make wool, which may have some potential in the future. Now, I abandoned my base quite a while ago and haven't made a replacement since, so it was time to start building a new base. Here's the construction process. Since the Minogian Union and the Jarvan Federations had been working on many secret projects together, they decided to merge into one big country named the Jarvo-Minogian Union, otherwise known as the Purple Terror. This was the biggest country ever made. They started to get greedy for power and planned a full-blown invasion on the Great Varusian Empire. We started to come up with excuses for an invasion, accusing the leader of the empire for doing some things behind our back. The leader had heard about this and stated that he had no issue with the Jarvo-Minogian Union and wanted to keep peaceful relations, so so we pulled out of the war. Since me and Luca had separate wealth but were under the same country, we decided to organize things, meaning Luca started to work on a storage system so we could counter collective wealth easier. However, the Cadmonian Union were up to something sketchy. They were accused of doing spy missions on the Jarvan-Manogan Union, including finding where the storage system was. Because of this, the Jarvan-Manogan Union decided to run military drills in the Cadmonian Union to warn them. Things eventually calmed down though, and the Jarvan-Manogan Union worked with the Cadmonian Union to construct a blaze farm so they could innovate on lighting. It was a pretty tough process as the nether mobs didn't give us a break. Then, the second wither ever had been defeated, as the nether star was needed for a new secret project the Jarvan-Manogan Union was working on. It was now time for me to build a storage system so I could be more organized. This storage system took ages because I wanted to make it quite fun and unique. Here's a time lapse of the building process. Things were looking up for everyone except for the Cadmonian Union, as their entire economy went up in flames. Literally, it burned in lava. This brought him to desperate times, and I wanted to take advantage of this and offered to buy his country for 7,000 in-game dollars. Everyone agreed that this deal should go ahead, but last minute I pulled out of it to reconsider it, and it never ended up happening. My vision for this was turning his country into a puppet state and making it a kingdom. Camonia ends up getting back on its feet however, and plans are made to build a mega base in the ocean with a bit of construction already starting. And then we hit 5,000 days. Finally. It was time to party as we were halfway to the big milestone. Oh my god, this is pathetic. Yeah, 5k. Yeah. Okay, we hit 5,000. Let's go. Do you see this firework display? This is awesome. Yeah. This is the most pathetic thing. Yeah. 5,000. Yeah. Alright, well, that was the firework display.
Get hyper. Get hyper.
Anyway, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below on what you want to see next, and the world tour should be up soon. See you guys later.